I gotta
Ray,
make.
if you're going through pictures of when you're a kid, you better bring out like the slide projector, right?
Oh, oh, okay. You're right. They're not gonna be on my phone. That's
Get out the real.
that's funny. Hey, boy! I love our intro, man. I love our
I'm feeling
intro.
the same way, just bouncing over here.
Man,
What's up,
you're
brother?
like, let's go. I'm like, I'm in the locker room right before we start the game. You know, you right in the tunnel, you about to walk out. It's like, let's do this. Let's go.
Heck yeah, man. We're back with the Athlyt Plus podcast, Ep.3, hitting off 2023 with a bang, man. I'm super excited to be back with you, Ray. How's everything going?
Man, it's going great, man. We got the momentum that's going on in this company is just incredible, man. We're just seeing all these awesome athletes, seeing all these deals that we're getting with these guys, and getting to know these guys. Like every time we get a new athlete, I think me and our pirate that we had on last week, Aaron, like we're the first ones to be like, "Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the squad." And
Yeah.
then to have them hit us back, man, is so cool. So we building the locker room as we speak, bro.
It is, man. It's been amazing to have these opportunities to talk to our athletes, to really build up and get to know them a little more. Yeah. We know in sports, we see them all the time on the screen and see the highlights, but we don't get to know them deep. And so being a part of the team with them is really an amazing thing. And just the way that sports are changing and giving us like that insight into who they are. So
yeah, be able to get to know them. Like
yeah,
I haven't touched the football in years, but to see these guys highlights and you know, see them winning and getting prepared for their season, man, I miss it, but I don't miss it. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel you. You talked about coming out the tunnel, man. I've never had a giant fan base like you running out in an NFL tunnel, but I know what you're talking about, man. And that's kind of what it feels like when we start these podcasts. You know, getting to get a chance to talk to our athletes and get to let everyone know about Athlyt and who we are. Before we get started into that, do you want to let people know how they can find you and where they can follow you?
Yeah, man. You can find me on all these social medias at RayAustin36. You can go to my website, check out all some of the stuff that I've done, rayaustin36.com, man. And I'm always on the Athlyt platform. So, hey, if you DM me and follow me, I'll follow you back. So I love it.
For sure. Yep. And as always, I'm the host, Coach Cory Besch. You can follow me on Instagram at CD Besch or on any of the other platforms that Ray just mentioned. And then as always, we're happy to have you here, happy to have you listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, tune in to all of our future and past episodes. We got a lot of great things going on here with the Athlyt company. Like Ray said, the momentum is just zooming into 2023, and we have some big things in store, more podcasts, more special guests, more engagement, just more deals. It's just going to be a great time to be a part of the team. So make sure you register. If you're not already registered on the Athlyt platform and you're a student athlete who wants to make some money on your NIL, get on the platform today, log on, hit us up on Instagram, do whatever you got to do. Hit me up directly. You got my Instagram following, but man, make sure you're a part of it because you're not going to want to miss it.
Hey, go out and come get some of that coin. Y'all see that?
Right.
Get some of that coin right there. It's out there. It's just sitting out there waiting for you.
Hey, Ray, tell them a little bit about what that means. What does it mean to get coin from the Athlyt company?
Listen, and I'm glad you asked that, because everybody's like, man, I hear you talk coin, say coin. You've always been talking coin for the last few months. And I'm like, that's what we are creating. We are creating a place where we are putting a new definition on what coin means. And, as an athlete, I know what athletes miss and I know what they love. It's the locker room. They miss their friends. They miss their teammates. And we are creating this culture of a place where athletes feel good about themselves. That's the C.
That's the C, baby.
They come, they feel comfortable being here, sharing what they do, showing us their other skills, not just their highlights and all the things that they're doing on the field, but we also want to talk about what they're doing off the field too. Then you talk about the O, that's the opportunities that we have. We have some of the best opportunities out there in the NIL space, and we know it. Shouts out to Brian Jagger and Zach on that platform and really pushing that for us. And then we've got the I. That's the information and education. Like, we're not going to just sit here and just ramble on. We're going to give you guys information and education that you can use to understand what's going on in the NIL space. And last but not least is the network. Like, we are going to create this sports network that you can come here where there's not only opportunities, information, and education, but you can come here and make contacts. I say this all the time. As athletes, you're in college right now. You will not get this amount of audience, this amount of exposure. So you need to take advantage of it and start creating your network now, that the people and the fans that you meet now will be allies to you in the future. So that's what Coin is right there.
I couldn't have said it better myself, man. I really, I love the C, not just because my name starts with C, not because coach starts with C, but man, that culture of being an athlete, right? Once
Yeah.
you leave a team, right? You leave the competitive surface, whether that's the field, the court, or wherever you're competing, right? We're always looking for that place to compete, that place to get that itch out, right? But that place to belong. Actually,
Yeah.
it's not to be a part of something; it's just to belong as a member of a group. And the Athlyt team creates that culture and community of like-minded individuals, athletes who really want to build their brand. That's the other opportunity we have.
Yep.
Come on a podcast, right? Get highlighted on our social media. Those are other opportunities other than just making money on our platform. The information and education is huge because there's so much talk in the NIL world right now, right?
Yeah.
And hearing it directly from the source, getting the truth to shed the light on what NIL really is important. And then, like you said, that network, man. When you become a professional, it's relationships. And we want to help you build those relationships now so that when you transition, we already got it lined up.
That's it, man.
It's the place to be.
Man, look, I follow all of our athletes because I want to get to know them, and I want them to get to know me, and I want them to understand that now you are part of the Athlyt network. That means that I'm one of your connections. Coach Cory Besch is one of your connections. Catherine Lake, that'll be coming on later as one of our pirates. These are your connections. You're growing your network as we speak. So like I said, I can't even wait to get ready for our first guest. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm already excited.
I mean, this is the connection building. We're about to build a connection now, and I'm super excited to bring on our guest today. We finally got some female energy up on the podcast with our guest, Sydney Stroma. Welcome, Sydney, to the Athlyt Plus podcast. How's it feel to be the first lady?
It feels great, actually. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, listen, I love that baller picture you got up there showing them what you got, right?
Yeah, we just had media day, so it's perfect timing. I could use all my new pictures.
So is that your uniform? That's your actual soccer your softball uniform? Excuse me.
Yeah, those are our brand new uniforms we just got this season, so I'm so excited to wear them.
That is exciting.
What's your nickname, Sid? I know everybody's got a nickname. I had about 5 of them when I played on my team. What is your actual nickname? I know you got one.
A lot of people just call me Sid.
Sid, okay.
Just keep it short and sweet,
I like that. Sydney, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you play softball? As Ray forgot what sport it was for a second, just jumbling around. We know you probably play everything because you're an athlete, but where do you play softball? And tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Yeah, so I play at Agnes Scott College. It's a tiny D3 school in Decatur, Georgia. I love it here. We're a women's college, so there's a lot of female around. And I'm a neuroscience major, so that's really awesome. I love seeing women in STEM, especially women athletes in STEM. And I don't know, I just kind of hang around my apartment. I really like plants, so.
And when you say STEM, what do you see as an athlete? Do you look at it STEM as how it could help athletes in the future? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I just really love, especially on my team, I know a lot of us that are biology majors, neuro majors, chemistry majors, math majors, physics majors. We all kind of have our own little community within the team, just because we're all women and we're all doing, awesome things within science and math and all these other things. So it's just awesome to kind of build the community of, being a woman and being a woman doing these, awesome stuff,
Dude, that is amazing. I'm I'm a teacher in my former life before I took into the NIL space. And so to hear you talk about STEM and a woman in STEM, I mean, you're hitting some of the hot topics in the culture today, right? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are a growing field for everybody. And for athletes in general, to know kind of where your path is for after sports is just really a testament to you and your planning. And obviously you got a big brain in there that fits under that helmet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, good thing I have the helmet to protect the brain, so you know.
What
But
are you looking forward to this season?
I'm honestly just looking forward to playing. I miss being out on the fields. That's honestly just the truth. Like, it's hard being in the cold weather and not being able to, just play the game. And I don't know, I just love being out there with my
Cold
teammates.
weather. You're from Illinois. I'm in Chicago now, so I know you used to this cold weather. That Decatur, Georgia weather shouldn't be nothing at all to you.
Well, I'm used to it, but I haven't been home in like a year, and it's like 30 degrees here. So I'm like, okay, this is a little colder than I'm used to lately.
That's fair. And you don't want to be hitting a softball when it's cold anyways. That stinging in your hands, that's no fun. That's no fun.
Yeah.
So Ray, I got questions about this neuroscience stuff because
that's what I was about to get back
man,
into.
I'm a psychology major. So I love you too. Oh,
Yeah,
sweet. We got a bunch of brainiacs up in here. I love, there's a big part of sports right now that's, talking about the mental side of sports. Have you done any crossover with your studies and your sport, or where those intersect? And can you tell me about that at all?
Yeah, so actually I did a internship with the USSSA Pride. It's a professional softball team down in Vieira,
Cool.
Florida.
Okay.
And I actually worked with their athletic trainer, and a lot of my research at school comes with concussions and kind of how different sports programs have different protocols and like the like kind of number of concussions resulting. So I just kind of hung out with their AT and focused on softball and kind of see like what was it about the sport and how did we treat concussions in softball especially because for example my boyfriend played rugby and his brother played professional rugby, and there's so many less concussions in rugby, but they don't wear helmets. So I don't know, that's kind of where my scholastic and interests, like sports interests, kind of intersects. So
That's such a interesting thing that you said about rugby, because I had a chance to play around with rugby after playing football, and you're exactly right. The way rugby players tackle, it's not like football players, and so I had to kind of transition the way I play that game, because the tackling is so much different. And you're probably right. If there was more tackling like rugby, there'd probably be less concussions in football.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot topic, man. I
It
mean,
is.
we talk about concussions. I know I played my career was in football. My younger brother plays football. I've had my share of concussions, and it's a serious issue, right? And so it's awesome that you're using your athletic career and mixing that up with your scholastic endeavors, because that's how you make a difference, right? It's those people that have a passion for something that that really relates to them and gives them a reason to be driven in that area, and then they go on and discover something that changes the way sports are played, or maybe the way we tackle in the future. I know there's been a big focus on that in the NFL, and I know that sports are looking at the humanity of the game, right? With all the injuries and things, that it's important. We're not just athletes, right? We're not just here for entertainment, that we need to take care of ourselves, and it's important. So hats off to you for like heading off that research and that topic.
Yeah, thank you. I think of like, especially now in like the NFL, there's been a lot of big injuries this season.
Yeah.
Just with me watching it, and I watch it kind of casually. But I want people to like feel comfortable putting their kids in these positions and letting them enjoy these sports without worrying that there's going to be adverse problems that someone's going to face in the future.
Yeah, I have been a part of sports my entire life, and I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have sports. Right in my future, I talk sports. I'm around sports. I live it. I still to this day, and I think I'm a lot like you, and I appreciate you saying that. Is like, how can we help change or make the sport better, whether it's on the field or off the field? And I think that's the one thing about athletes. As we're in the sport, we're always thinking about how can we do how can I help make this better, not just the entertainment side of it, but the sport in general. So shouts out to you, man. That's awesome. That's admirable, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Sydney, maybe this kind of transitions us into our next, set of questions, and really diving into who you are deeper than the sport. Is there a reason why you do what you do? What's your why? And as far as, why you play your sport, why you study, is there, younger siblings? Are you doing it for the next generation? Tell me a little bit about what your why is.
Well, to start, my why is definitely my family. They're ridiculously supportive of everything that I do, even sometimes when something's not a great idea. But yeah, I have a younger brother, and he actually is a triathlete because he was not coordinately gifted. But he's a triathlete, and honestly, I do it for him and his friends that also do sports, just because there needs to be somebody that paves the way, and there needs to be somebody that the younger kids can look up to be like, oh, I can do this. I can do whatever I want to do. And I can also get an amazing degree for an amazing college. So I just want to be an example for younger kids. So it's really nice. And then my parents also, they're so supportive, and I just want to make them proud, but everybody wants to do that. But
well, I'm sure you're doing that. I know you're making your parents proud, 100%.
1,000%. I already. I'm just imagining they're just gleaming every time they see you come home. just the fact that you're doing all that you're doing right now on your own is amazing. And I was pulling up some of your bio, and you were a Barstool athlete.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the Barstool athlete, because I know you got to be up in the. They don't just pick anybody. So how did that happen?
So it was right when NIL was kind of becoming a thing.
Okay.
I made a TikTok, and it got a little bit of attention, but not major attention. But people were like, oh, you can still apply to be a Barstool athlete if you're a D3. I got accepted, blah, blah, blah. So I just threw in an application and got accepted, and kind of just been hanging around it since.
Have you got any cool opportunities from it?
Not a ton. But I have had I think it's 2 offers, but they just didn't really align with what I wanted to put out there, so I just didn't do them.
Oh, that's good. I mean, so you saw a deal that didn't fit your brand, and you were like, nah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, I think it was a horror movie they wanted me to put something out about. I was like, I don't really feel comfortable doing that.
Dude, that makes sense. That's awesome. Because you wouldn't think, because I know there's a ton of deals going out all the time, and you would think, a lot of people just wouldn't think about it. Oh yeah, I'll just do it just because. But the fact that you took a step back and said, nah, that doesn't fit my brand. That says a lot, because a lot of people don't really understand. You can't. All money ain't good money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it doesn't really fit to what you're doing, that is the best step to understanding what your brand is. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I coach too part-time. So I always have to remember that I have a lot of younger kids, because I coach 10 and 11U. So I have to remember there's a lot of younger kids that follow me on Instagram. So, it's easier, and it makes it better for me to kind of think of my brand as from a perspective of an 11-year-old. So it's nice to,
That's really responsible. I would say there's a lot of there's a lot of ways to get followings, to build your brand, right? And there's a lot of ways, especially in culture nowadays, with everything going, there's a lot of different strategies. I a lot of respect to you for, knowing your brand, knowing what you stand for, and sticking to it, and not jeopardizing that for a couple dollars. And I think that's really what NIL is for people, right? Knowing who you are and what your brand is part of, developing your NIL. And I think one of the other things I wanted to say too, because I come from an all boys military school background. So making the choice, because recruits have a lot of places to go when they choose to go to school, right? And making the choice to go to an all woman small private school in this generation really just shows your passion for the game. You're coaching on the side, so you're developing the younger generation. It just really shows who you are as an athlete, but really beyond an athlete. You're a mentor, you're a guide, you're, like you said before, paving the way. And hats off to you for sure. I'm not taking my hat off because I don't want to show my gray hair, but hats off to you for sure.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
Was definitely, it was an interesting decision, like kind of deciding to come to an all women's college, because people are like, are you sure you really want to do that? And it's definitely nice having the separation between school and then like my social life. And I think it really causes me to focus more on softball and school, which I really, really appreciate. Yeah.
That's definitely a different outlook when you see it like that. I was kind of the same way, where we weren't. They usually want the freshmen and sophomores to stay on campus, and I said no. I wanted to live off campus because I didn't want the distraction. I was like, nope, I want to focus. I don't want to be in the locker. I don't want to be in the dorms and all the chaos. I want to be in my own place and focus. And that was just my way of doing things. But the fact that you knew that was like, nope, this works for me. I'm going to do this, and this will keep me focused. So shouts out to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Sydney, just remind me one more time, how many years left do you have to play? How many years do we get to watch you dominate on the softball diamond?
Senior year, right?
This is it. Last year.
This is the last hurrah. Awesome. Are you a captain for the team as well?
I'm not a captain, just because we decided as a team that we didn't want to have senior captains. Kind of just been a thing, just because you're a senior and you don't really want to make the captain, and then there's a seat open, and it's just it's easier for team dynamic.
When you lead as a group, it really creates that cohesion, right? Instead of having a couple people that are elevated, you elevate the entire crew and lead by a group. So that's an awesome thing. Sydney, we're so grateful to have you on our platform, on this podcast. We're so grateful that you spent the time here with us today. Do you have anything else that you would like to tell the viewers? Or, obviously they need to follow you at Strama, that's your last name, with a period in between each letter. So that's S.T.R.A.M.A. That's at Strama for Sid. Yeah, dot, right? And then, so they're going to definitely go hit you up on there. We're definitely going to keep track of you at Agnes Scott College this season. We'll be cheering you on from here. Ray, got anything?
I do. I want you to send the highlight video of you throwing a no-hitter. That's one. I want a highlight of like some of the games you guys win. Like I want to see him. I want to see him. You gotta send him to us. I want to see him. Okay.
Sounds awesome. Good. Thank you guys so much for having me out here. And I really appreciate y'all's time. But definitely something I want to say is support your women athletes. Support them. There's so much money in women athletics that is untapped. It's such an untapped market. So. But thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you, Sydney. We'll see you soon. Bye.
You know what? And she just hit it on the nail, man. Female athletic sports in the entertainment is just boosting right now. Like, I don't know if you guys have, Cory, about Athletes Unlimited and what they're doing in their professional. That league is blowing up, man. They've got an ESPN deal. These ladies have equity in the actual league. It's like, unprecedented, never been done before. They've got tons of sponsors and backing them. It's incredible. A lot of professional athletes are backing the league. It's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, ladies, if you can hear me, if you are listening, now is the time to take advantage of your NIL. The opportunities are, maybe higher and greater for women nowadays because there's an untapped market, right? Because it's an untapped market.
And you notice, Cory, basketball is probably female basketball is probably the biggest followed sport on social media. They have probably some of the highest engagement rate female basketball players. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and this is just a call out. I mean, I'm going to call out my female athletes. I'm going to call out my male athletes. I'm going to call out every athlete under the sun.
Yeah.
You're hearing me now. Join the Athlyt platform to take advantage of your NIL. The world is changing. The NIL market is changing, sports are changing. And if you want to be at the forefront of those changes, join the team. We have spots for you. We have deals for you. We have opportunities like Ray mentioned earlier. So hit us up on Instagram at athlyt.co, athlyt.co. You can find us at that same website. That's athlyt.co. You can log in, sign up for your profile. It's free to you athletes. This is the way to connect your brands and businesses to your social media. You're going to get paid to advertise. So join the team today. We're building, growing stronger every day, and we look forward to having more and more athletes from around the world.
That's our passion, man. From myself, Cory, Catherine, that you'll get a chance to meet. Aaron, you guys met last week. Our team is here to help provide you guys with opportunities. As soon as we get done with this podcast, we're all scattering, going to go help our athletes find opportunities. That's what we do. And man, it's our passion. It's our passion. Our passion is to focus on building a new athlete on this earth. So
yeah. And we built a team full of athletes that care about athletes, that want to mentor athletes. And part of that team is one of my favorite members of the company. She brightens my day in the office. She's always singing us little sweet tunes when we're feeling down. So I'd like everyone to welcome Miss Kat Lake to the podcast today. Let's go. What's up, Kat?
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Hey, good. Better now that you're here.
Thanks for the intro. I didn't think you were going to bring up my singing, but I'll let that slide.
I won't call you out. I won't.
I told Kurt, our CEO, we were talking about everyone, and then I said, and we brought up Kat, and I said, Kat's the type of person that you can hear her smiling on the phone. Like that's an compliment. Like I don't even get to see you guys that much, and then I can hear you smiling on the phone.
That's so true.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast, Kat. You're one of our female athletes that helps represent the Athlyt team. What do you have for us today? And shout out a couple of athletes that have joined the platform recently.
Yes, I got a couple. I got 5 athletes I want to talk about. All of them, I'm gonna say I love them all probably because they all have been awesome. I feel like I've connected very well with them, and they got some cool stuff. I got some stats about them I want to talk about. So this is Cameron Harper. She's volleyball outside hitter, North Carolina Central. She is amazing. I'm going to say that like I said about everyone. I'm signing up the rest of her team actually tomorrow because she's told everyone about our platform and they all want to join. Awesome. She's a freshman. So last year she got Rookie of the Week as well as Rookie of the Year for her season. She's awesome. In her season in the fall, she served up 26 aces throughout her whole season, which is just freaking insane, unheard of. She is awesome. She grew up in South Carolina and then came up to North Carolina for volleyball, and just all around genuine girl, awesome athlete, clearly. And yeah, they're lucky to have her on the team.
I know exactly where North Carolina is. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. So
there you go.
Shout out to K Harp.
Yeah, K Harp. Shout out to
K Harp. Shout out.
She's awesome. And then next, my boy Jalen. He is great. He is part of the Venom dance squad at FAMU. So they're a crazy competitive dance squad. They do competitive dance as well as they'll perform at like all the halftime shows at the athletics. They'll do hip hop, funk. They do pom routines, what they call it, where they get the pom-poms out and go a little crazy with them. And he also does some acting, which I thought was so cool. When I was chatting with him and signing him up, he's a part of a bunch of commercials. He told me he did a Super Bowl commercial with Peyton Manning, which I so
that's my guy.
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
I'm like, you do it all. And then he is in this show called The Outsiders Club. There's 3 seasons of it. I found it on Amazon Prime. Just a bunch of kids that just go outside, hang out, explore, and like it's kind of like they're getting to sightsee while also hanging out, put it on TV. So he's awesome. Yeah. And when I was chatting with him, I was like, I need a headshot for your account. And he sent me like 5 or 6 headshots. He's like, pick your poison. This kid's all of his casting calls and stuff. So it's fun. I got to pick which one I like.
Oh man, that is all. And for the athletes out there to know some of in our background, there's a lot of us from Cory to Brian Jagger to myself, Kath. Like a lot of us have been in the entertainment industry behind the camera. So I love hearing the young athletes that are transitioning into to acting and modeling, because I had an actual talent agency where I went out and I recruited athletes to be in commercials as themselves, as athletes, and running the ball. I needed somebody to do dunks and things like that, so I would find guys like him, and now they're all doing very well as actual actors. But just as we talk about opportunities for athletes, now there are opportunities for athletes to go out and model and be in commercials and taking on roles like this. So shouts out to Jalen. And if any of y'all don't know, dancing is an athletic sport, because if you ain't seen some of the break dancing videos on Instagram, it's crazy bananas at some of the stuff that they're doing. So,
and the stamina that he probably needs to put out that 2-minute routine or what have you, crazy. I could never do that.
Crazy shot. I mean, they want to hunt, and we know that breakdancing is going to be in the Olympics this the Olympics coming. So there you go right there.
Pretty cool. Yeah. All right. The next I'm talking about Austin. Austin he actually grew up in Boise, Idaho. And then for college, he went to a JUCO for 2 years and then was kind of like, I'm done. So then he ended up going on a mission for that, lasted almost about 2 years, was like, I'm done with football. I'm going to go this route. Came back from the mission, was like, just kidding. I want to get back. I miss playing ball. So he trained for a year, and he actually trained where I used to work before I got into the NIL world, where I was training athletes. He trained there for a year, put his head down, he grinded, and then he went up and he tried out at U of I, and he got a scholarship as well as a starting position as a defensive back. So pretty cool.
Love that story.
Yeah.
Mad respect to Alex for grinding, doing a mission, man. A lot of people wouldn't sacrifice the prime of their career to go do a mission, man. So that means something deep to his heart that he stands for. Yeah. And then, you get rewarded when you come back and you put in the work. I kind of did the same thing. I was a firefighter before I came back and played my college ball, because I thought I was done too. So just cool to see another person do that.
And Cory, he's got the best first last name, and you called him Alex. It's Austin. Okay.
Oh shoot,
Austin.
There's an Alex. Wait. There's an.
You got the first best last.
Why'd I say Alex? Is there an Alex Ogletree in the NFL? I feel like there is. I don't know. That's an athlete name.
Easily, yeah.
Maybe he's just gonna make it to the NFL. That's what I meant. Yeah, he's on his way.
I have to say this. One of my business partners did a mission too, and he's probably the best salesman that we've ever had. And if you can sell religion, you can sell anything.
It's the truth. Either way, you got to believe.
There you go. You got to have belief.
That's awesome. All right.
Next, what else you got?
I got 2 more for you guys. So next, Jeremiah August. His whole team just signed up with us. I believe that was last week.
Dillard University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So he plays basketball at Dillard University. Some fun stats I was like, I have to share. 1, he's 6'9". I just think that's crazy. That's a really tall human. That's wild.
That is a very tall human.
I'm like, can he walk through a door, or does he have to like do the little crouch under thing? I don't know. I wanted to share that. He's a junior, so he's played about 14 games. He's had over 10 turnovers and about 23 points. And like I said, his whole team's on our platform. So all around really awesome athlete.
Shouts out to Dillard. Yeah, no, I've seen a 6'9" a guy before. I've hung out with Dwight Howard before, and I think he's in that range. It just makes you look like a small human being.
Yeah.
I feel my wife saw a picture of us together, and she looked at it a little weird. I was like, man, I think I lost a little respect there. With 6'9", man.
Bro, I don't even talk about 6'9". I can barely talk about 5'9", man.
Yeah, I don't want to see Cory standing next to this guy. It wouldn't be a good
I'm going to just walk under his legs like he walks through the doorway. Just a little duck and I'm in. Oh, man. And who else you got for us, Kat?
I got one more. So Caden Morgat, he's a tennis player at Boise State. He grew up in Plano, Texas. It's like right outside Dallas. And then he came out here to play tennis. He's been voted the captain last year as well as this season. Last fall, he won the All-Mountain West champ with his doubles partner. And then last fall, he also won a singles tournament. He went 8-0. It was called the Bedford Cup. So not bad.
Okay, yeah. Caden.
Yeah. He's studying.
So you working?
What was that?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was going to say he's studying electrical engineering, which already impresses me in itself. Doing that on top of being a student athlete, kind of crazy. So
And
smart
I
guy,
love,
good athlete. Yeah.
yeah, I love his Tiger Woods pose too.
Yeah, the
Right?
fist bump. I wonder if he's going to transition to pickleball after.
I was
That's
gonna
the
say, I was gonna
Fed.
say the same thing. I was gonna say everybody that doesn't do tennis in college probably becomes like all American pickleball players. You
That's like
know,
the fad now. When guys finish their tennis career
right,
because they can't
right.
track the court anymore, they go, I'm gonna shrink it down to a pickleball where my racket skills matter, and then just
Yo,
they dominate everybody else like me who just wants to play.
yo, it is like the fastest growing sport that I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's all the fad. I will say I've played it a couple times and it's worth all the hype. It is so
Is it
fun.
really?
Yes, it is so much fun. And it's easy to pick up, and I think that's why people like it. You can just
For sure.
grab the racket, get after it. It's a fun time.
That's funny because I usually see people like my age playing, and I'm like, man, I'll destroy that dude. But then he's probably cading and hiding, and they come out there swinging on me. So.
Isn't that what you said about golf? And then
I
we saw
did.
you at Top Golf, right,
I
Ray?
said the same thing about Top Golf.
There's a Top Golf, and I think I beat Ray when we were at Top
Oh, you
Golf.
did. That's
Oh,
right.
is that right?
I just thought
Bravo,
about that.
bravo.
You did.
Athlete. That's
I
why.
kept looking at her from a distance, from like a corner, like looking at her, like I'm going. She don't even know. I was eyeing you up. I was like, I'm gonna get this one.
You were, and yeah, the results show. They spoke. But
That's a shout out to
what I
Kat's
love.
dad for taking her to the range when she was a kid.
shout out Dad for making me an athlete. I'm grateful for it.
And
Awesome.
That's what I love
But with all
about-
those athletes too, I will say if there's any athletes going into their spring season, please come join our team, join the platform. We'd love to have you. Now's a great time to come join. So you're welcome. Reach out to any of us. You see all our Instagram handles, or reach out to the Athlyt Instagram. We want you guys on our team. So come join.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. And I love
There's a
it.
lot of great things going on in the NIL world right now, right? Like you're constantly hearing new things. If you want to be a part of it, you got to be a part of the team, right? We can help you get these deals. We can help boost your name, image, and likeness, your brand, right? And get you out there. But outside of our platform, there's just crazy things going on in the world of NIL. I know we each kind of like are looking out there, and we're keeping a pulse on what the feeling is like out there in the world of NIL. And, I know I got a couple things that I like to talk about. Something that's really cool that's going on, in the NIL world. Do you guys have anything else that you want to highlight about that's going on in the NIL world that you think is awesome?
Kat, you wanna go first, or?
You go first. I'll go after you.
Yeah.
What you got?
I this one's, I guess it's funny. I don't know if it's funny but to me, I think it's dope. I don't know if you guys remember his name was, and it's hard to say, Dernurst Collins, and he was the kid that had the yellow shirt on, that had that
The meme. Yeah.
He was like, well, he ends up, that picture was taken, I think, when he was like 10, and now he's 18 years old, and he just signed an NIL deal with Popeyes. Like, come on,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
He's playing college ball right now as an offensive lineman, and he now has an NIL deal based off of a picture he took.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
From memes to dreams, baby.
When you talk about the definition of name, image, and likeness, that is incredible. So I'm going, like, as soon as we done, I'm going through all my pictures when I was a little kid. Like, one of them got to be worth something. I mean, it ain't got to be Popeyes, but I got to.
Ray, if you're going through pictures of when you're a kid, you better bring out like the slide projector, right?
Oh. Oh, okay. You're right. They're not going to be on my phone. Okay.
Get out the real home videos.
The Polaroids. I don't remember this. Y'all have no idea what this means.
I do.
Kids don't even
Shake
know
it
what
like
this
a
means.
Polaroid picture. Come on, shake it.
I have no clue what that means. Anyway,
Oh,
but yeah,
my
I thought it was
goodness.
dope. I thought it was amazing. Like, this kid is, I mean, that's fire. Like, how awesome is that for him? And again, he wasn't even a big name guy. And think about it. He's the type of athlete that we have on our platform that doesn't have to be the big name guy. He's still figuring out how to make money off his name, image, and likeness. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I was going to talk about, not as funny, but Fisk University. They're out down in Nashville, Tennessee. They're just announced, so they're the first women's gymnastics team to be announced at HBCU and play at the NCAA level, which is just awesome, exciting. It's about time. It's like, that's great for just women athletes, for HBCUs. Very
I
cool.
love it. I've seen the videos of them walking through the tunnels and stuff. I mean, I've become like a fan watching it now. Like it's so dope, man. That is by far one of the toughest sports on your body.
Oh my
Like,
God! Yeah.
The impact that all them the jumps and all. Every time I see them jumping, I'm like, oh my gosh, my knees hurt. Every time.
I'm like, ow, my knee, my ankle. Yeah, it's
so shout out to Fish, man. That's awesome, man. I love it.
It's very cool.
I love it.
Yeah,
that is amazing. I mean, gymnastics is probably the most dedicated sport from a child. You know, as you grow up, right? You got to commit, hours and hours, and it's expensive. So to be the first HBCU on the scene for gymnastics is really, quite an accomplishment. And we're excited to see, that momentum grow. How many more are gonna step up, and what opportunities is that going to create for women moving forward? That's amazing.
Cory, you're so right, because in just thinking about sports alone, a lot of times, especially in minority communities, you can only do certain sports, and sports like gymnastics and hockey and tennis and golf. Those are expensive sports. That's why a lot of the inner city, pick up basketball and football. Those aren't as expensive. But then when you have, an HBCU school being able to have a whole gymnastic team, that just speaks volumes. So shouts out to Fisk, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm going to finish us off with just a little bit of quality news from the NIL. Like, we hear a lot about NIL. We kind of hear these giant numbers. We see these superstars, and we go, man, this kid is how old, and he's making this much money, right? Responsibility, these types of things. Well, one of the biggest programs in sports is Michigan, right? The Michigan Wolverines. And one of their biggest programs is football. So you got to understand that program has a lot of resources, a lot of NIL dollars coming in. And of course, who gets the most of it? The quarterback. Well, I want to shout out JJ McCarthy, Michigan's quarterback, because since 2001, he has donated over $30,000 of his NIL money back to charities in an effort to make the world a better place. So, that's really saying something about who he is as a guy. You have this short period of time to take advantage of your NIL, and to, you could be greedy and you could be money hungry. You could take it on, and not to say that that's necessarily wrong and taking advantage of those, but to give back and give back to those people that might need it the most, or those charities and those communities that show that you're, grateful for everything you have, man. That's a real leader. That's a quality individual. And that's what NIL is all about, man. So
I love that. Yeah. And I could only imagine having that type of money and not knowing what to do with it, but then to go, this is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to share it with someone who actually could, benefit more than I can. Man, shouts out to that dude, man. That's awesome.
For sure.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Good story. Very cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are some of the hot topics in NIL. Things are coming up every day. And if people want to, be on top of the news, they want to, be informed about NIL education, information as it comes out. If they want those opportunities, if they want to be around the culture and the network of athletes, guess where I'm going to tell them to come? Join our team, right?
There you go.
They already know, man. Join the Athlyt team today. We are the NIL platform for everybody, for all student athletes, regardless of school, sport, gender, whether you're in season or out, whether you're a starter or not. We're the platform for you. So we just want to welcome you to the Athlyt team. Don't forget, to turn on your notifications for future podcasts, like, subscribe, join our YouTube platform, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the natural ones, because we're looking forward to all the information we're going to provide to you and all the great things we have to come in 2023. So from me, Coach Cory, for Kat, for Ray at Ray Austin 36. Don't forget to follow Kat. She's going to help you out, athletes. If you join the platform and you have any issues, you'll be talking to people like ourselves in the future. So we look forward to seeing you back soon. Thanks for joining us on the Athlyt Plus podcast, Ep.3. And a special shout out to a sailor, a member of the team, recently lost member of his family. We want to, shout out Drew and my brother's best friend Booker, who passed. It's always a tough time when we lose people that are close to us. So we want to let those people know that we're here for them, that we love them, and that being a member of a team is partly about that. And so, we're praying for you guys, and rest in peace to those individuals we lost. We love you guys, and we love all of our fans. So we'll see you back here next time on the Athlyt Plus podcast.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you.